What's up, guys? I have this '08 G37 coupe. It's a 5-speed, currently tuned by somebody else in Whittier and I believe Santa Fe Springs area. The customer, she contacted me. She wanted a retune on the car. It does have 3-inch intakes, E85 and exhaust. She was just letting me know that she wanted, I guess, like better performance out of the vehicle. And the transmission is just pretty laggy, which is pretty common complaint I get about the other tuner over there. And I always end up fixing it. And right now, so I did not take it to Redline again. So it was not taken to Redline. It was taken to basically 5,500 RPM. It made 259 wheel horsepower at that RPM. That's the most power. And I let off because it's just, you can see I went full throttle right there, accelerator, and you can see it's running extremely rich. Sometimes the air fuel even at 10, which is not, it's not good for this setup. So it was not tuned properly, and I let them know, and they told me that yeah, it does seem to like waste gas. They told me the transmission just shifts like extremely laggy. So gonna go ahead and start tuning her car, and we'll go from there. All right, and right now we are at 302. The graph looks way better, and the tune is way safer. Transmission is actually shifting normal now, very good. It's not lagging or slipping anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell them that. Alright guys, so one of my comments on a previous video, one of you guys that watches my videos, you were asking why this car was here for a while. Well, we're just, at first the turbo was messed up, and that one was fixed. The owner took it to get rebuilt, and they said it was messed up, and it's fixed supposedly. And then one of the injectors was messed up. On this one, I believe they were gram injectors, which they're really good, but they just can't be sitting doing nothing. So luckily, so these they don't make anymore. And luckily the owner was able to find someone with some used ones. I believe he had 6 used ones, and out of the 6, only 2 were good. So luckily he was able to use one of them. And then after that, once I was able to get it to start, this one here, the radiator is leaking from the bottom hose. There's a bottom fitting, and it's leaking from the bottom. And yeah, so he needs to get that fixed. I have to go to a welder, or he can order another one. I think he's gonna order another one, which is what he did, I think, but it's on back order. So we're literally just waiting apart. The car turns on. We turn it on all the time to move it if we need the space. So it turns on and it revs. It runs fine. It's just, you know, all the coolant comes out. So right now it doesn't have any coolant. So we're good just moving it quickly. But that's all we're waiting for. So this video is for you, the guy that asked, and maybe other people asking. But here's a closer view. Right here. And the funny thing is this white car here, this Nismo, it used to be this guy's car too. I think this was his first VQ. So that one I had tuned it NA, and but this guy just loves to sell his cars, except for this one and I think another one. He loves to sell them. So he sold this one, and I think it's already been through 5, 6, 7 different owners, I think. So this is like the second time I see it come back throughout all those years. And I think at one point the tune was deleted. I'm not too sure why. I think one of, not this owner, but maybe the one before, or the one before that one, he wanted the tune deleted. So this car has not been tuned for a few years, and I don't know why it's here. I think I don't know if it's here for maintenance or something, but it hasn't been tuned for a while. But yeah, that used to be this guy's car. And then this one here, it's been here for a while. This one for sure has electrical problems. It has nothing to do with the tune. It's not tuned by me, it's tuned by somebody else. It has nothing to do with their tune. So this one, basically, you press the start button. Let's just say, for example, you start the car. You could turn it off. 5 seconds later, the start button will turn back on. Everything will turn back on. So we're trying to figure out that issue. And even George has asked me to help him, and I don't get paid for this. So if you watch my videos, this owner, I don't know if you do or not, but I actually have been working on it a lot, and I don't get paid for that because this is not my side of the business. I just go in to help. I'm literally just helping. So I probably spent a total of 3 hours myself on it. I believe George has probably spent more, maybe like at least 7 hours on it in total, in total time over the months. So yeah, this car has been here for a while. I believe he took it to, I don't know if it was just one shop or multiple shops before, but it is a difficult issue. And we looked at a lot of stuff and replaced some things as well. And the problem still occurs. So the next thing is to look in depth at the harness. So I believe George is going to have one of his workers remove the dash and check the dash harness. So yeah, and in case you're curious, like a Facebook answer, yes, we replaced the start button as well, a brand new one from the dealer. And yeah, so someone else was working on it. They were taking out relays before and stuff like that, which it's normal. It's part of the procedure anyways. But yeah, actually, I'm really curious to see what the issue is on this one, because I almost saw another one. So this is a 08. It's a 6-speed if you're curious. I don't know if this is going to start happening to the 08s. I don't know if it's happened to somebody else. Maybe someone's going to watch this video in the future, and by that time, maybe like I'll post like exactly what had happened to it. And you can see we had even replaced the steering column, because it did have a code for it actually, for the steering column. But yeah, I want to find out, and then hopefully I post the fix, and maybe it'll help somebody one day in the future, or maybe someone's having this problem right now. And this guy right here, so I remember telling you guys, he ran the car with no oil, so it ruined the turbo seals. Obviously they dried up, they heated up, they overheated, the bearings overheated. So his turbo messed up, and then when he drove it in, it was making knocking noises. Obviously they put it on the lift the first time he came, and the guy tried to drain the oil, and well, nothing came out. It had no oil. Okay, well, that's what caused the problem, And then in the other video, I had said that the reason it had no oil is because it leaked from somewhere in the motor. So it was leaking on the ground. I believe he didn't drive it too much at that time, so I'm not sure how he did. Obviously, it's not my car, but he didn't really drive it, so it was just slowly leaking out. You have a DE, you gotta check your oil anyways. So he didn't check the oil, so he drove it like that. We don't know for how long, and well, it had no oil, so that's what happens. Then he came here, they checked it out. At the time, we didn't know that the turbo was messed up, so they added oil, and that's when I said the knocking went away, but it wouldn't stop smoking. And then that's when we figured out, okay, the smoke is coming from the turbo. This guy bought another turbo. The smoke went away from the exhaust, but now it just throws it out the PCV. So, which is the crankcase pressure, and that means that he needs another motor. So that sucks, all because it had no oil. So you guys should check your oil, especially if you know it leaks. So I believe he said he knew that it leaked. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think one of the guys here told me that he said he knew that it leaked. He just didn't get it fixed. If not this guy in particular, but if you know that like your car leaks oil, you don't have the budget to fix it, at least check your oil every time you're gonna drive, because you don't know how much oil you're gonna have. Just check it anyway. So if he would have just checked it, he would have saved his motor. He could have just only had to pay for the repair when he had the time to drive it, because he didn't drive it for a while, obviously. So But yeah, so I believe the new motor is in. It's a used motor, another DE, and hopefully that one's good. What's up, guys? I have this 08 350Z. It's actually really clean, and it's currently tuned by somebody else in the Palmdale, Lancaster area. We got some weird math codes. The last one has nothing to do with the tune, but most likely the first two do. It has short ram intakes, test pipes, exhaust, 80,000 miles supposedly, who knows. Car is idling high, not sure why, probably to do with the tune. And so he's gonna switch the intakes to the UPT 3-inch intakes, and then we're gonna go ahead and start tuning the car. Man, very clean. Here I am flashing a startup file for the 3-inch intakes. Hello. There he goes, very happy. Says it feels way more responsive than the other tuner.
Of course. They don't even know how to tune cars.
Yeah,
You're not good. It just sucks.
Yeah.
You know, you're about average tuner.
Yeah.
Tuner. A real tuner.
Okay, Ray. That's what you get. See what happens? Alright guys, 2012 370Z, stock intakes and exhaust. Baseline was 277. That was my first adjustments. Now it's at 286. See the difference right there, very good. Today is Jesse's birthday. I got him a little ghost thing. Hopefully he likes it. It's an inside joke. Nice clear skies. It's not that hot today. Well, probably until I walk into the shop, then it's gonna be like 100 degrees inside. George finally got the parts for this one to start the build, so they can start taking that one apart when they have time. I think this guy's getting some good maintenance done, like gallery gaskets, water pump, other things like that. And this one here is tuned by somebody else. The motor blew, and then I believe they swapped the motor. Now it's finally here at our shop over here. We'll see if he gets another motor, and maybe he'll switch to me. Who knows? What's up, guys? I have this 2015 370Z. Stock intakes, UPT E85 kit, which are 600cc injectors, and it has a single exit exhaust. So all it has is full exhaust. Oh, it has headers, full exhaust, and E85. So it has stock intakes and stock intake manifolds. The owner installed everything himself, and he towed it or trailered it here. And they installed everything fine, just when I put a startup tune, turns out they ripped one of the O-rings when installing the injector, so he had to pay George here, the shop here, to fix it for him. Obviously they had to take out everything, and they just double checked everything. They just ripped one of them. It was leaking, well, obviously it was leaking a lot of fuel. So once they fixed that, everything was fine, and I'm about to start tuning it. G37. Let me see what year it is. It's a 12 or 13, 7-speed. This guy's already been to two tuners, I think. One from Palmdale, Lancaster, and then another one out-of-state tuner that flew in on a dyno day. And I believe from what George told me is that the owner of this car said that this is his third motor. So the owner told me it has like a O2 sensor code, which I just got in the car, I haven't even scanned it. But George said that it has a cam code on there. So I'm just gonna check it myself. And then actually, I'm not sure why the last tuner, the person who flew in the tuner on the dyno day, tuned it like this, but one of the O2 sensors doesn't work and it's idling pretty rich. So on idle, it's pretty rich. It's wasting fuel for no reason, and it just it sputters. So that is the main concern why the owner of this car brought it here. He just said he's tired of wasting money. You know, he did give us like a total of how much he spent, and he could have literally just bought another car, a newer car too. So we gotta check all this stuff out for him, see what's wrong. George thinks it's just the tune. And these are the codes for this car. Also, he said it has a VR30 transmission in here. So we have a code for the transmission, the O2 sensor, fuel pump area, and another O2 sensor code. So not sure what's going on, but those are already there. We haven't done anything. Just turn it on and see what it's doing before George starts looking at it and to see if he finds anything wrong, and if not, the owner of the car just said he's tired, so he said to go ahead and just tune it. If George finds something, or if he doesn't, then obviously it's going to be only tune related, which that's what George is thinking right now. And he said just to go ahead and tune it. So we got to check some things out first before I go ahead and just start tuning this car. But yeah, it does sputter a lot, to be honest. Alright guys, so I am test driving the car on the other person's tune from out of state, and it does sputter. So let me open the program up again, because it's touchscreen. I closed it by accident when I was moving it. I was trying to hold the laptop and I closed it. It does sputter, and I do see some things in the log. George might be right. Literally could just only be the tune. I'm looking at this, and obviously I know what I'm doing, so something is definitely wrong with the tune. It could also be other things on top of that, but we're guessing no. The owner said that he had different parts, different injectors originally, and the tuner told him no, that doesn't work, that's why you're having problems. So he purchased every single little item that this other tuner told him, and it still has the same problem. So, and this is the third motor, so you can't blame the motor, you can't blame the parts. You already had different parts, and he got everything that you wanted. So it could just be the tune. So I'm gonna test drive it a little bit more, and then I'm just gonna have George check some things. Probably pull out the injectors, maybe pull out the fuel pump. I don't know, maybe I don't know who installed it. Maybe he did, or you know, maybe he took it somewhere, someone's backyard or something, I don't know. But after I test drive it, I'm just gonna give George a little more info so he could diagnose the part, just to make sure at least we're gonna know, you know, the injectors are good or not for me. That way we could tell him, hey, one of them needs to be replaced or something. Maybe none of them need to be replaced, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tune it. But I'm gonna go ahead and drive this right now. All right, I'm gonna try and get this on video. It's actually sputtering even worse. But there are some cars behind me, so I just had to pull over right here, and it's sputtering really bad, to be honest. Let's see if we can get this on video. I don't know if you guys heard that right there. Unless I gave it a lot more gas as well. So damn, for sure they saw the motor. It's very clean. He said it was a 2020. Well, I don't know why you have this return kit. I mean, it doesn't really do anything. It's just like, it's like still stock. Still acts like stock. So I don't know if the guy from out of state, the tuner, told him to get that. I'm not too sure. I have no idea. Maybe he's had it the whole time, even with the other tuner before the previous tuner. So, but that doesn't even do anything. If you actually know tuning, that one doesn't do anything. It's not even a real return system. I don't know how they could sell something like that. Man, what did that tuner cut up the wires for? According to the customer, the tuner cut the wires to the L2 sensor, the upstream. Why would you do that? You might as well just cut the wires to the ECU. And then this one here, the one had a few tuners before, and last one was the out of state tuner flew in dyno day. So we're gonna check some things out before I retune it, because the owner just said he just wants me to retune it, period. Anyways, he doesn't want to go to the other tuner anymore, so just wasted too much money. But I think I explained that in the other video clips, because today's another day. So they're checking some things, and then they're gonna check more things. Well, actually they already checked the injectors, and the injectors are fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So I believe they already pulled out the fuel pump, and the fuel pump looks good, nothing wrong there. So they're not really finding anything wrong, so it's obviously got to be the tune. So, and yeah, and this one here, this is his cousins. So that's what he told me, they're cousins. He went to the Palmdale / Lancaster tuner person, whatever, and yellow. And it's in limp mode, it doesn't run right. So this owner told me to just go ahead and retune this one too, because he already knows it's the tune. What's up, guys? I have this 08 G37 6-speed. It's a coupe. So this one, I believe it was originally tuned by someone else in the Lancaster Palmdale area, and actually this is his car as well. So that one's tuned. That's the one, out of state tuner, with the VR30 trans. So I'm just explaining it quickly because I don't know where I'm gonna put these clips on YouTube. But yeah, so this one was originally tuned by someone in Palmdale, Lancaster, and then he had problems on 85, and I believe I made the video over there by the wall. The car was parked that way. I think it was last year, and it was good. The guy was happy. And then he gave, I believe, if I remember correctly, he gave or sold this car to his cousin or something, or a friend. And then this guy, I guess, took it somewhere else, which would be the same person that tuned it the first time. So Palmdale person, it wasn't running good. Then me, it was running good. He sold the car. They took it back to the Palmdale person. And then he took it back to the Palmdale person because I believe he couldn't make my monthly post, so he wanted to get new mods for the car. So he went with the other person, and then as soon as he tuned it, it bogs out. So here's the car again with me. So I already logged it, and on idle it's literally running 10s. Like, it's just dumping too much fuel, like an extreme amount of fuel. So I don't know what they're doing. You know, maybe they want to send me the file. Maybe I could look at it and help them out, but whatever's. Obviously, they're not going to do that. So, already confirmed it's the tune. It's usually the same, like, MO as the other cars that they tune. So, I haven't done anything yet. I'm about to create a file. It has 3-inch intakes, 1050cc injectors. I have no idea why it has 1050cc injectors. You don't need that big of injectors on an NA car. On a VQ, you know, it's just on 85. That's it. You know, it has 3-inch intakes as well. You don't need that. But there's certain reasons why you need bigger injectors, like way bigger, but you're fine with like some 550s or 600s or even 750s. 750 is still like too much, but they're usually around the same price. The 1050s do cost more, so there's absolutely no reason for that right now. But yeah, I'm gonna get on this one and we'll see how it starts. All right guys, so it's time to get on this car. It is the next day or the day after. Whoa. So again, the injectors were fine, everything else seems fine, and the O2 sensor works now. They replaced it, they rewired everything. So I don't know, probably just a tune, and then they just, you can see they tuned it last week, 10/7/2022, from the guy from out of state, yellow.
That was the same too. People don't know how to work on transmissions.
Yeah.
How to tune the transmission properly.
All right, I'm flashing it right now, and we will see how it starts. All right, so I just started it right now. There it is, and it doesn't sputter right now with my tune file. So I'm gonna obviously go test drive it and obviously get to tuning it. So right now it's on E85, and make sure it doesn't sputter. So nothing has changed on this car since you brought it in, with the exception of they fixed the O2 sensor. So and then with the O2 sensor fix on the other person's tune, it still sputtered. So I was kind of hoping maybe it's just the O2 sensor. For sure it's gonna be the other person's tune. I've been doing some things here, and the air fuel is actually balanced between both banks. With the other person's tune, they were not. At this point, I don't remember if I showed you the log while it's idling, but I did save it. So let me pull it up right here on the computer so I can show you how it was idling. Oh, actually, you know what? The log that I have saved is the one where the O2 sensor wasn't working. I didn't record it. I think I didn't record it. So I'm not sure if I recorded when the O2 sensor was working. Both banks were completely off. So obviously it's tune related, because right now what I literally have in here is just a basic tune that I just made up on top of my head right now to get the car started to idle, and then I'm gonna go to get it to cruise, you know, and it's like it's already doing good on cruising, so it's, you know, obviously is a tune. So yeah, I don't even really want to take it on the street. I just want to put it straight on the dyno, but I got another car that's coming right now, so yeah, I feel pretty good because this guy's car is gonna run good now. It's not gonna sputter anymore. I don't know why they made him buy that fuel return kit that doesn't even do anything. And then the fuel pump is overkill. So his whole fuel system is overkill for no reason. If anything, at least like he's ready for boost, like low boost. But that fuel system is literally like running, the fuel return system is literally still like basically like he doesn't even have one. It's only good for the gauge. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can record some video driving. Probably won't say anything. I'll try because it's kind of loud, but it doesn't sputter at all anymore. I've been driving the car I think 10 to 15 minutes at the most, obviously making adjustments as well, and it doesn't sputter at all. Not at all anymore, at all. The other one would sputter all the time, and as you drove it more, it kept getting worse and worse. So it doesn't sputter anymore, and the transmission feels pretty good now. It was a little, it would kick kind of hard before, and with the other tune, and the owner of the car actually, is that Joey? that's not Joey. He told me too. He brought it up yesterday that the transmission, he feels it kicks kind of too hard. And then I was like, oh yeah, you know, I told him I felt that as well. But I don't know if that's what he liked or not. He said he didn't. But it shifts better now, and hopefully the transmission was not damaged by the other tuner already. So this is a VR30 transmission, and the owner told me he put a rebuilt torque converter or something. He said it's like OEM style, but he did something to it. I'm not too sure. I think he has his own shop, or at least something. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna ask him again, because I'm curious now on what it was he told me about the torque converter. But it seems to be driving good. I did a pull and it wasn't even fully tuned, and this one it pulls pretty good, to be honest. So hopefully I have time today to put it on the dyno, do the E85. So I'm actually happy. I'm gonna finish the tune here so we can put it on the dyno. Well, I'll finish the street tune, so I'm basically getting it ready for the dyno. You know, this guy's just tired of wasting his money. Got everything that the other tuner told him, because he was having problems. He said change this, change that, you know, add this, and he didn't need any of that stuff. It was just the tune. I have no idea what they did. You know, if I could see the file, I'm pretty sure I could find the issue. But obviously just the startup tune I created in like 10 minutes, just that alone already, the car was not sputtering. So obviously that is the answer. And we did try, we always try to see if it's like not the tune, you know, because once I go in there, I know some of you are like new to my channel, some of you may not watch all the videos, or you skip some, it won't notify you. We tried to not I don't know how to put this. So if once I go in there and I start tuning it, just so you guys know, the other tune automatically gets deleted. So from the other tuner or whoever it may be, you know, in general, speaking in general, if it's tuned by somebody else and then another tuner goes in, the new tuner is putting their file in there that they created, or copy and paste, I don't know, that they created. So the previous tuner's file is automatically deleted. We don't have access when we connect to it. So some people think this is how it works, because it works like this on some standalones and some ECUs, maybe some software, but not on Upriver or Ecutech. If you connect to this and you're a tuner, or you have access to a K-Boy car software tuner, if you connect to the ECU and it's tuned by another tuner, you cannot edit their file. It just that does not exist. The only way to do that is you need to have the physical file on your computer, then you can edit their tune. Obviously I don't have the other tuner's file, and most people wouldn't. There's a password on it, if they were to send it to you, and I mentioned this before, and I'll mention it again in this video. I'm gonna put the window up. So and this goes for every tuner, so this will help them out as well. So if when you get your car tuned, you're not paying for the tune file. Even if you get it done through email, you know, you receive your tune file. If it's locked, that's up to the tuner, but that at the end of the day, the file is not yours. It's not your property, it's the tuner's property. So if he locks it and, you know, you want a copy of it, they don't have to send it to you. So let me give you another example. Let's just say, so for email, yeah, obviously you have the file because they have to email it to you, but it's locked. They don't have to unlock it for you at all. It's not your file. Even though you have a copy of it, it's not yours. So you paid for the service to get the car tuned. You didn't pay to see how they tuned it, or to see the, you know, the secret recipe or whatever. Some of them, it's not a secret, they just mess up a lot. But now if you come locally to your tuner, wherever you're located, you go to their shop, or they don't have a shop, they rent a dyno, and they tune your car. Obviously you don't have a copy of the file. The tune is in the ECU, and you don't have access to it at all. So if you ask them for the file for whatever reason, they don't have to give it to you. So again, you paid for the service to get the car tuned, not for the file. And again, even if they were to say, okay, well, I'll just send it to you for whatever reason you want, obviously you're trying to do something. So sometimes it would help for like diagnostics, but anyways, I'll get to that in a little bit. So again, You paid for the service, not the file. So what would help out, the reason I bring that up is, what would help out is sometimes, so if we're diagnosing a car and it's tuned by somebody else, if we were to have that file, that way we can like maybe work on it on the tune side. Like I can do something and we could be like, oh okay, oh guess what, it wasn't the tune. That way we can put your other tuners tuned back on there, and you know, you don't have to pay for the tune with me. But that's never happened because it's always the other tuners, you know, that cause the issues. But it would be good to have that. But I usually actually I always explain to people and they just say, it doesn't matter, just tune it, because they know that I'm gonna fix it. So but that whole thing about the tuning file and the tuner's property, just want to get it going because I have a little bit more subscribers now. So that's something that you guys should know, and for any other like tuners or stuff like that. But I'm gonna get going with this right here. I want to finish this up and I really want to see the numbers on it. Alright, so it's time to tune this car. Again, it's on E85, and I did about 90-95% of it on the street, and then I'm gonna finish it off on the dyno. We can see some numbers because there was a car on here before, so you know, kind of like multitasking. Alright guys, I have this 04 350Z with the VHR swap, 370Z motor, 6-speed, 3-inch intakes, 85, in the middle of tuning. Let's do this.